to another trolling video in Sweden. We went straight from summer to winter actually. Full frost. Well, not full frost, but we needed to scratch the windows of the car. Interesting to see what pike activity will be today. During my guiding past week it was okay, but due to the wind we couldn't go out on the open water. But now today Jesper is here and we're gonna do some hardcore trolling. And we're gonna explain some tactics to you guys as requested due to the previous video, which I'm linking here below, or you can click somewhere up here. Excited to see what the day will bring. We're gonna fish for a couple of days in Sweden. September can be tricky, can be very rewarding, so let's go.
In this video we will cover bait selection, the rods, reels and line that we use, the infamous side planer system, and of course some extra tips and tricks.
Normally in June or warmer periods of the year we try to fish high up in the surface. Unless we notice that the temperatures are too high, then we try to go a bit closer to the fish. But when they're active and feeding, they tend to go up anyway, and if they see a big profile bait, they will come up from 6-7 meters. That's why we use high profile big swim baits on lakes like these. But it has to be a clear lake, that's the primary condition. In September we're actually fishing a bit deeper than we normally would, using burbot, rattle trouts, the medium sinking version of the trouts. And so far most of the takes have come on the baits that ran about 4 to 5 meters deep. But we just caught a 1.5 meter, which was on a 30 centimeter trout, medium sink. I think it ran like 3.5 meters or so. So that shows that fish are willing to come up, even though we see a lot of big bait balls and big signals at like 7 or 8, 10, 15 meters deep. As it comes for rod selection, I like to use these Savage Gear Custom series. It's the Custom Predator. It's the 258 centimeters. Most of them are up to 240 grams casting weight. We like to use these heavy ones due to the fact that we're using big rubber baits like the 40 centimeter trout or the 48 centimeter pike. We have a couple that are around 170 grams casting weight. And as a reel, we're using the Komodo SS, the smaller type. I got the bigger ones on a couple of my rods as well. Or the C-Trix, the 364 LX, the left hand of course. And when it comes to line, we tend to use these 60-pound test, 0.32 millimeters in thickness. And I like this finesse braid. We used to use Power Pro a lot, but this is just a bit rounder and smoother. Makes less noise in the water, less resistance as well. I wouldn't go any thinner. If you get stuck, it's quite nice to have some strength and just pull a branch or anything else loose, or even bend out the trebles. So yeah, this is the minimum we would use.
The side planers are attached to a planerboard line which is connected to a big planerboard pole in the front of the boat. The more line you give, the greater the distance between the side planer and the boat, and thus giving you the ability to present your baits in a wide pattern.
And we're using these to attach our bait to the line. This is where you put your line in. Set your bait out at a distance that you would normally do and just let it slide. Until you got something like this. In September you usually try to focus on the smaller inland lakes. Trolling, as you can see, at 3 kilometers, 3.5. Not too slow, not too fast. Just to give them enough time to notice it, but not enough time to actually check it out and see that it's a fake bait.
We use the auto chart live function on these Humminbird units to create an overlay over the existing Navionics map. It creates a more accurate map, and thus it helps us find these shallow spots and enables us to fish them more accurately.